Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is February 8th, 2026, and Barcelona have been hit with not one but two injuries, and I'm going to tell you who they are. Also, Barcelona are currently in talks to sign a Portuguese fullback. I'm going to tell you who it is. And finally, we have an update in regards to Jofre Torrents, because people are always asking me, Mo, what's going on with Jofre? Well, I got news for you. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Bo, and I'm doing this short live stream because today, like the rest of the country, I was watching a Super Bowl. Next thing I know is I was like, oh my God, it's pretty late. I got to go to sleep. I got work tomorrow, so I don't have time to film, edit, and post. Instead, I'm doing it live because, well, it takes me less time, right? I don't have to edit and then post. I can just do live and go with it. But anyways, let's dive right into the news because, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona have been hit with two injuries. The first one being someone who just cannot stay healthy for some reason. And it's no other than Dani Rodriguez, the Barca Athletic left winger, who during a match against Barbastro, he was attempting to break past a defender on the right wing. All of a sudden, he felt pain in his right leg. He stopped. He threw himself to the ground. They had to come take him off the stretcher, and he looked like he was in a lot of pain. He was holding his face. We don't know the extent of his injury. We're still awaiting the medical exams, but usually when a player gets injured where he's just running, it's not a hit or something, that usually tells you it's something bad, right? Because when you get hit, it might be just pain, and then that pain might go away. There might be some swelling, that swelling might go away. But when you just feel pain on your own without getting hit, that's usually something serious. Now, of course, we're going to have to wait and see what the medical exams say, but it's not looking good for Dani Rodriguez because, of course, he did debut with the first team at the end of the last season. Hansi Flick was hoping to have him for that preseason, but then he got injured during his debut when he dislocated his shoulder. He underwent surgery. He missed the preseason. As a result, he continued with Barca Athletic. He was starting to regain his form again. He started like he was impressing again, and he could once again make it to the first team. And then, boom, another injury. Same old story with Dani Rodriguez. Every season, he's constantly injured, and it's an absolute shame because he looks incredibly promising. But, of course, if you cannot stay healthy, we got a problem. Now, the other player who's also been injured is another player who's always injured, just like Dani Rodriguez, maybe even worse, and it's no other than Ansu Fati, who has been injured again. Yes, I think if we go back and count how many days Ansu Fati has been injured, it's probably way more than the days he's been healthy. But anyways, Ansu Fati missed 6 matches at the end of 2025 because he got injured. Then he finally came back in January. He immediately scored against Lorient on his return. Then he scored again against Rennes. And in that match, he was subbed out because he felt some discomfort in his calf. Well, it turns out that that discomfort is a little bit more serious because he missed a match against Strasbourg in the French Cup where Monaco were eliminated. And now he has been ruled out in the Ligue 1 match against Nice. Ansu Fati, man, what the fuck, bro? Always injured. Now, it seemed like it was going well for Ansu Fati at Monaco. You know, when he first arrived, he wasn't playing because his coach at the time wanted him to, adapt, get stronger, get back in shape, a competitive rhythm. Finally, when he did, he hit the ground running. He was scoring goals. He was providing assists. New coach comes, benches him. Then he gets injured, comes back from injury. Looks like once again he's taken off, and then boom, injured again. Now, ironically, he's still the top scorer for Monaco. I think he has 7 goals. But nonetheless, it's not looking good because Barcelona were hoping that Ansu Fati could impress this season on loan and maybe he can stay at Monaco or at least attract attention from someone else. But if the guy can't even stay healthy, it looks like we're going to be stuck with him come the summer transfer market. Not looking good for Ansu Fati. And none of our loans. Bart ter Stegen, he's also injured. What the fuck? All these players that we need to get rid of, they just cannot seem to stay healthy. Anyways, on to the next bit of news because Barcelona have began talks to sign a Portuguese fullback, someone we talked about previously on this channel, and it's no other than Daniel Banjaki. Now, if you don't know who Daniel Banjaki is, he's a 17-year-old right back, Portuguese right back, who currently plays for Benfica B, the reserve team of Benfica. He's also an international with Portugal's under-18. Someone who is very promising and someone that Barcelona was keeping tabs on. His contract expires in the summer of 2027, and Jose Mourinho has been begging Benfica to block the exit of this youngster, not to allow him to go somewhere else because that's how promising he is. But of course, knowing Benfica, well, they're a selling club. They don't care how good a player might be. If they can make money off him, well, they're willing to sell him. And it's reported that Barcelona have already initiated talks to sign Daniel Banjaki come this summer transfer market, where he will be entering the final year of his contract. So Deco and Joao Amaral continue their great work to sign young, promising players. Of course, this winter transfer market, they signed the center forward Hamza Abdel Karim, the left back, the Uruguayan left back Patricio Pacifico, and the Belgian center back Jubensli Onstein. They've also set to sign AJ Tavares and Ruud Nijstad, who are going to be arriving in the summer. And right now, they're finalizing the signing of BC Wu. That's 6 young players, very, very promising players who are set to join Barcelona. And who knows, Daniel Banjaki could be the 7th. Really, really good job that Deco and Joao Amaral currently doing, capturing these young, promising players for very small fees. And who knows, maybe one day they will be stars on the first team. And well, it's like you hit the jackpot. Anyways, speaking of young, promising players, we do have an update about someone people are always asking about. People always say, Mo, what's going on with Jofre Torrents? Well, I do have an update in regards to Jofre Torrents because it looks like during that winter transfer market, the 19-year-old fullback received offers to join First Division La Liga teams and also First Division Bundesliga teams. However, when Hansi Flick heard about this, he met with the player, he spoke to him, he explained to him Barcelona's plan for his growth and development and to work his way up to the first team. And as a result, after this talk, Jofre Torrents decided to be patient and stay in Barcelona. Looks like some players are patient. Now, Jofre Torrents has been mostly playing with Barca Athletic, but he is still training with the first team. He's in a first team dynamic. In other words, Hansi Flick, since he's still calling up to trainings, he even calls him up to some matches on the squad list, and he had that talk with him, means that Flick does have a plan for Jofre Torrents for the future. He just probably believes that he's not fully ready to be a first-team player. So for now, he's having him train with the first team, but play with Barca Athletic. And I'm guessing maybe soon, maybe next season, we could see Jofre Torrents with the first team because it looks like Flick does have a plan for this youngster. Now, someone else who also got some offers during the summer transfer market and stayed thanks to Flick was no other than Marc Bernal. Now, it looks like the Turkish giants Galatasaray were willing to offer 30 million euros for Marc Bernal, and they were even willing to triple the salary of the player. And Galatasaray were so invested in signing Marc Bernal that their own president, Okan Buruk, was handling the negotiations personally. That's how much they wanted him. But of course, just like Jofre Torrents, Hansi Flick also sat down with Marc Bernal. He laid out the roadmap that he had for Marc Bernal to continue his recovery and become a regular with the first team. He asked him to be patient, to keep working, and that everything will come little by little. And that talk was enough to convince Jofre Torrents to ignore all the offers that he was receiving, including from Galatasaray. And as such, Bernal has decided to stay with the club. And well, yesterday he was rewarded with an amazing goal against Mallorca, where he scored like he had a number 9 on his back. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did go live a few moments ago. If you haven't seen that yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Viscarsa.